Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. It has been a while since I last filmed actually, so I am feeling a little bit weird, a little bit out of practice, so I hope today's video goes relatively swimmingly, but I am so excited for today's project pan update. I will be sharing with you the progress that I've made on all 10 of my focus products since my last update of this project pan. I have been making really great progress, and in fact, today's update is actually a really big one. I'm going to be rolling out several products, which is super exciting. So that means that I will be rolling in a few new items to focus on over the coming months, which I cannot wait to share with you. I know that I have been pretty absent, especially recently, but over the last couple months I've been very inconsistent, and I don't want to get into it in today's video, but I will be ideally filming a get ready with me kind of video where I talk about kind of what's going on and just a little bit of an update. I don't want to get into that too much today. I want to keep this video as condensed as possible because I'm filming this on my lunch break, which always feels like a little bit of stress to me. But anyways, I'm in a rambly mood clearly because it's been a while. So let's get on into the actual progress on the products that I'm focusing on instead of chatting about everything and anything else. So if you're not familiar, this is a year-long rolling style project 10 pan, and I have been focusing on many of these products actually since the beginning of this year, but a handful of these are things that I've rolled in throughout the last few months. I have been consistently focusing on things to not only finish up, but I also set other types of usage goals and just other general goals so that I'm rotating through my collection and getting use out of a variety of different types of things from my collection. So let's kick it off with an item that has been in the project since the very introduction, and it's not yet done, but it is so close. And that product is my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. This is in the shade Buttercream, and I want to finish this up in this project because this does expire in the month of July, and I'm most definitely on track to do so. In fact, by my next update, this will be done, which will be when I'm sitting down to share this with you at the very end of June. There's no doubt in my mind that this will be done because I have very little product in here. In fact, when I squeeze this, it just sounds like there's air. It really actually doesn't sound like there's any product in it, but it seems like things keep spewing out of it. Every time I reach for it, I wonder if it's the day that I need to cut into it to get those last couple uses, and that hasn't yet been the case, but most definitely in the next couple weeks, I'll be cutting into this and scooping out as much as I possibly can. I have used this product in the past up entirely in 2 different tubes, and it does get a little bit kind of weird once you decant it. So I'm waiting to try to do that until it's absolutely urgent to do so, to clean this right up and out and get everything used up from it. But yeah, I've been really enjoying using it. It's most definitely my most worn base product of 2023 without a freaking doubt. I've been basically going with no base products or maybe a little bit of concealer here and there, or this product, and that's like all I've been doing lately. This is a perfect product for when I want to amp up the coverage. Today I am wearing it actually mixed with a cream bronzer that is in this project pan, and actually maybe I'll talk about that now. And then, as I said, I'm just gonna chat about the cream bronzer, which has been in here since the introduction as well. It is my Milk Makeup Cream Bronzer. This is in the shade Baked. And I have had this in the project since the introduction. I set myself a usage goal on this because I knew I would not be able to finish this up, and honestly, I just set myself a goal of 100 uses on this product because I wanted to ensure I was using it as much as possible before it expired. I bought this back in June of 2019, so as of now, I've had this product for 4 years, and that is a long time to have a cream bronzer in your collection. And unfortunately, the last couple times that I've reached for this, I have noticed a major change in the scent. In fact, it's always kind of had this slight like waxy, crayony kind of scent, but now it is so severe I can even smell it with this not being open. And given the fact that this is that old and I have noticed quite a bit of a change in the scent, I don't want to risk it anymore, so I will be decluttering it. Even though I haven't used it 100 times, I've actually used it 69 times, however, this year, which I feel like is a lot of times to reach for one individual product within just the first 5 months of this year. And so I'm really happy that is something that feels really successful to me, even though I didn't reach technically that goal. It is something that I just got so much good use out of in this last stretch of its life, and that really was the ultimate goal with this one. So I will be rolling this out, I will be decluttering it from my life, and I will be replacing it in this project pan as well. So stay tuned to the end for that. Next up, let's chat about my Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow Duo. This one I have is in the light to medium shade range, and I've been working on this since the introduction of the project at the beginning of this year as well. I have been really enjoying making sure that this was a priority product for me, even though I don't actually have technically a goal with this. I just wanted to keep it in the project as long as I'm feeling interested and excited to reach for it. And I'm really happy to say that I have noticed a huge change in the product from the beginning of the project until now. Like the amount of pan that has been exposed in both the highlighter and bronzer, which already did have pan in them, the pan has actually expanded really significantly. It's really notable how much progress I've made in the last few months. However, I have noticed my actual usage of these products has diminished from month to month. So I think I'm gonna keep it in the project one more month for the month of June. But I think after that, it might be time to roll it out and just try something else to use in its place, to just freshen things up and to freshen up my routine, because this is something that I'm noticing I'm reaching for less and less. Does that make sense? So I'm not ready to roll it out quite yet. I kind of want to push through and see if in June I can make any more significant and notable progress. But I think that July will be time for a little bit of a refresh and to move this out of the project, especially because I don't technically have a goal, but I'm really happy with seeing how this is looking so far through all of the progress that I made this year. This product is something that I'm actually surprised how slowly it is moving. I've been working on my Melt All Day Everyday Matte Lip Liner in the shade Cinder since the beginning of this year. And my goal with this was to just use up half of what I had started the project pan with. I still have a ways to go with the kind of progress that I've been making month to month on this. It's still gonna take me probably 2 more months. I don't know. It's a lot slower going than I think when I rolled it into the project that I had been anticipating. But every time I've sat down to update this project, I've come to terms with the fact that this is just a long haul product for me. It's something that I am getting use out of on a monthly basis, but it's not something that I'm just pushing through and really making sure that I just use it, because this is a really bright lip product. And it is really beautiful. It's like this corally, salmon-y kind of color, but it's just not an everyday lip color for me. And this texture, unfortunately, just does not work as a cream blush either. That would be the perfect way to get use out of a gorgeous color like this. But it's so matte that it just like instantly dries down. I have tried to mix it with a handful of other cream blush products or even cream highlighters for my collection, different types of cream and liquid products for my collection to try to push this and make it go farther and multitask it, but it just isn't the right consistency for that. It's too dry, it's too matte, it's really locks down into place very quickly. And honestly, it's a little bit cumbersome too, slow going, but I've been making sure that I reach for it here and there, and that's good. That's all I can ask of myself, is making sure it's something that's getting use from me and not getting entirely neglected. So it will take me a couple more months to reach my goal. Another lip product that I have been working on since the introduction of this project pan is my number 7 Moisture Drenched lipstick in the shade Spice Latte, but it is looking very different from when I first introduced it to this project pan. In my last update, I had shared with you what it looks like now that it's been decanted, and as you can see, I am working my way through this decanted product, but it is really pigmented and it's something that does pack a punch, so I really don't need to use very much. And this has so much product that was in the like unusable part of the bullet. There is so much product in here. So I have made a little bit of progress. I've been reaching for it relatively consistently. Today I do have it on my lips as well as on my cheeks, and I do love it in both of those ways, but it is very slow going. I think this is something that is going to stick around for potentially 2 more months of this project, given how much I've been able to use in the month of May. But maybe, just maybe, it'll be something that I can roll out of this project in my next update if I can surprise myself. quite possibly that will happen. A couple months back, I rolled in my Essence Satin Touch blush in the shade Satin Love, which is definitely like the most seen blush on my channel without a doubt, because I've had it in so many different project pans over the years. And I'm so happy to say that it is finally gone. So I did repress it into this Charlotte Tilbury compact a couple months back, and I've been using it ever since, really enjoying it. It's just such a beautiful, easy to wear blush shade that goes with absolutely everything. But this is the end of an era for me now. I have been actively working on this in various project pans since 2019. Now I haven't been consistently and like month by month always using it, but more often than not in the last like 3.5 years, I swear this is something that I've been focusing on. It is such an incredibly large feat to finish up a powder blush, and I'm so happy about this. I am so happy. Yeah, it's the end of an era for sure. This is wild to me. I've been dipping into all of my other powder blushes and just really enjoying reaching into them and just, yeah, playing around with my collection in a different way, not having a focus powder blush in any way, shape, or form. But I am feeling a little bit like nervous about which blush am I ever going to finish next, because I don't have pan on any of my powder blushes in my collection. So I feel like I'm starting from square one now, which is a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's super exciting that I just can play around with all of the selection that I do have and just like fall in love with my collection in a new kind of light without this as a part of it. I'm not missing it because I do have so many other blush options and things that are kind of comparable to what it was, but I am sort of missing it just for the nostalgia, I think. So anyways, it is empty and that feels so freaking good to me. I set myself a usage goal on this e.l.f. and Jkissa Tsuki to My Heart. This is an eyeshadow duo that contains the shade What a Pity Smile and the shade I'm Upset, which is this gorgeous light green shade, and What a Pity Smile is just this beautiful clear base with tons of sparkle. I set myself a goal to use this 20 times, and I didn't really anticipate that this was something that was going to be rolling out of the project in like a month or two's time. Right now I'm sitting at 16 uses. I definitely could have pushed through and used it an additional 4 times, but I didn't. I just didn't end up doing that over this last month. I didn't push myself to use this one. It didn't really suit the look, but I only have 4 uses left for the month of June, so I anticipate this is something that will be rolling out of the project in the next month for sure. Speaking of times that I wore this, I actually forgot to mention at the beginning of today's video because I'm so out of practice, but I forgot to mention how many times I've worn makeup since my last update. That is something that I always talk about at the beginning of these videos, so apologies for that, but I've worn makeup actually 25 times since I last updated this project pan, and I like to share that statistic just so that you can better understand how I was able to make the progress that I did, and you can kind of see how often I'm actually reaching for these products in contrast to how often I'm wearing makeup, because I'm really not hyper fixating on my project pan items anymore. It's just not the way that I'm panning. So you can see I reach for things just a handful of times here and there, but 25 times I've worn makeup since the last update of this project, which is actually quite a lot. This I have reached for 8 times this month out of those 25 times that I've worn makeup. So I've actually worn this quite a lot in proportion to how often I've been reaching for makeup. I'm wearing it today just on the center of my lid, and I absolutely love this product. It is definitely getting older though. I've had it since 2020 when it launched. I believe that's the year it came out. And so it's getting a little bit more dry. These are getting very empty. I did take the stopper out of the shade I'm Upset actually before my last update. And so this is something that I'm really happy has become a little bit more of a priority. I've been enjoying reaching for it, and I love the effect that it gives as well. I believe it was only 2 months ago that I rolled in my Dose of Colors eyeliner in the shade Maybe Baby, which is a beautiful deep forest green matte eyeliner. And I hadn't really made great progress on it from the first month that I had it in into the second month. And unfortunately in my last update, I accidentally did not put that photo into it. So of course I'll be sharing that with you on the screen in today's update. But I just really didn't have really good progress on it whatsoever. So I told myself I wanted to reach for it 10 times in the month of May in order to ensure I was making really good progress on it. But I've actually only reached for it 6 times. Today is the 6th time that I've used it. I've used it on my lower lash line, and I'm wearing it actually as like an eyeshadow base on the entirety of my lid. And I have a really exciting update for you on this one, and that is that I've actually used it up in just those 6 uses. So as you can see here, there's like a tiny little bit of usable product, and I will actually finish that up, but there's no point in keeping that in the project pan for another month to update you on that tiny little nub. So I'm currently editing this video, and I must have like stopped my camera or something like that because I have no more footage of me talking about this eyeliner, but I feel like I need to give you a little bit more context because there's no way that I should have been able to finish that up in only 9 uses. But the product ended up just becoming so dry and so crumbly. It was already detached from the packaging from when I initially tried to mark it down, and it seemed like every time I rolled it up, it would just like chip away and become less and less product. So that's how I was able to use it up. I decided to just use a ton of volume of it on the final day to like get that last push, but otherwise, yeah, it really didn't take me that long because I ended up just breaking off more product than I was able to use. So let's chat about my Vesca lip oil. This is the Lush Glow Creamy Lip Oil in the shade Hibiscus, which is this beautiful, vibrant, like almost pinky, orangey kind of undertone red. It is so, so gorgeous. Unfortunately, Vesca is no longer a brand, so these are no longer available, but I really wanted to get some use out of this because this is the oldest lip gloss, lip oil kind of product in my collection, and I'm making really great progress. I think right now you cannot tell that there is any sort of major movement on it, but if I do just swivel the wand around, you can actually see there's a lot of gapping in here. There's really not a lot of product whatsoever in the tube, and I definitely foresee myself being able to get this used up in a matter of the next 2 months. I've not yet had to take out the stopper, and that is because I've been kind of slacking on this in the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I have kind of forgotten about this as a priority product, and so I really need to pick up the pace with this one in order to get it used up in the next couple months, as I'd like to do. I really want to finish this up before the summertime comes to an end, because this is just the perfect color to wear for the summer. It's such an easy formula to wear in the summer, so this is a really good reminder to reach for it. But I will say my Pan Those eyeshadow shades just haven't allowed me to really delve into this because they're kind of colors that don't really go with this kind of lip color. So it's kind of that I've been forgetting about it, but also I just haven't been reaching for shadows or creating looks that call for this kind of color that often. But I'm going to keep this, I think, on my work desk and just like toss it on before I get in a work call, or use it almost as like a lip balm kind of product because it is very comfortable and very smooth. And ideally next update, you'll be seeing even more progress. And I really do anticipate I'll also be able to pull out the stopper before my next update as well. So this is something that is going to be in the project for a couple more months, but I am really enjoying it. And then lastly, I have a product that I rolled in my last update. It's just a sample here. This is from Danessa Myricks. This is the Vision Flush, and this one is in the shade Tiara. And I was able to finish it up actually in this month. It really didn't take me as long as the other Vision Flush that I worked on previously. The shade Bread and Butter took me a lot longer because I had to use that in much more smaller areas. I used that as a cream blush, but this one I could wear as an all over kind of face glow. I wore it on my collarbones and on my shoulders as well, and I thought it was so beautiful. It actually was surprisingly much more sheer and only just like luminous than I was expecting. I really was expecting to see like this vibrant gold on my skin, but it was just more of a sheen, and it was really beautiful. So really happy to have used this up and to be rolling it out. And I have actually 4 items that I'm rolling out in today's update. So because I'm going to be decluttering the milk item, I will be replacing it. Because I did get this used up, I'll be replacing it. And I do have 2 other empties as well, the Essence and the Dose of Colors. So this is a big, exciting update for me. So let's get on into the items that I'm going to be rolling in the place of those 4 items. I'm not the kind of project planner that does like a 1-for-1 swap usually, but because I am going to be decluttering my matte bronzer from Milk Makeup, I wanted to roll in the other cream bronzer that I have in my collection. So I'm going to be rolling in this UOMA Beauty Double Take. This is the Sculpt and Strobe duo stick. I have mine in the shade Fair Lady, and the bronzer in this is actually quite deep. It does sheer out, but it is a lot deeper definitely than the Milk one is. There is a lot of product in here, so there's no way in the world that I'm going to be able to finish this in this project pan or even within this year. But I do want to set myself a goal to use either this side or the highlighter side, which this one is a beautiful kind of soft gold. And as you can see, there's a ton of product in that highlighter, so most definitely there's no way I'll be able to use up either of these products this year, but I do want to set myself a goal to just use this product, whether it be the cream bronzer or the highlighter in any way, shape, or form, 30 times this year. And I think that shouldn't be a problem for me to achieve that goal. So I'm gonna give you a swatch here of what these look like. These are really beautiful products, and I'm really excited actually to move this into my priority because I haven't been using this product because I've been so prioritized on using the Milk one, but now that this is the only cream bronzer that I have, I'm really excited to reach for it. So that is not the best looking swatch, but there you go. That's what it looks like there. And I really enjoy using this not only as just a traditional cream bronzer, but also to mix my base products to give them a little bit more depth, because I do have a little bit of a tan right now, and I don't have foundation shades that necessarily match me. So the shade Buttercream of my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue, I'll actually mix on the back of my hand with the cream bronzer to deepen it up, and that will be another way to get some really good uses out of this product. And to replace the Danessa Myricks sample, I will be rolling in another sample to focus on. I want to work on one of these Fenty Icon Semi-Matte Lipstick samples here. I have a couple blister packs that came as a sample from a Sephora order probably this time last year, and as you can see, I've not yet opened them. So I want to work on the shade Pose Queen. I think this looks really beautiful. Actually, now that I'm seeing it like in comparison with the lip product I'm wearing, it might be too similar. You know what? Maybe we'll do something bold and we'll go with the MVP. Yeah, let's go with that. That looks like a really beautiful true red kind of shade, and it might actually pair really nicely with the Vesca lip oil. So I'm gonna do that. Even though that's not what I was expecting when I pulled this out. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to finish up the MVP. I have not yet opened it, so I'm not gonna swatch it now, but I want to open it up and just share with you what it looks like on the inside as my first progress picture and go from there. Maybe it'll be something that I can use up by my next update of this project, but lipsticks are very slow going for me, and especially a bright color like this, so it might be something that stays in the project for a couple months, but I'm curious to see how it goes and how that formula performs as well. I am also gonna be rolling in a highlighter, bronzer topper, I don't know what you wanna call it, but it comes from my e.l.f. Cosmetics Illuminating Palette. This is an item that I actually got as a gift with purchase from e.l.f. so long ago, and I have previously worked on this product in particular in a different project pan. I want to finish up this shade right here. This is the 4th shade in the palette, if I have it the correct way. It's the 4th shade in the palette. It is kind of like a bronzy kind of shade. It is really sheer actually on the skin, but I love using this to kind of buff out and blend all of my cheek products together to kind of just coat over my blushes, my highlighter, my bronzer, to just like morph everything together. And I do really love using this to also give my bronzer a really luminous glow. So as you can see, I have significant pan on it. I've used it a ton, but I get to this point where like I have this much pan in something and then I'm like, oh, I'll savor it. I don't want to use it up. So I want to remedy that. I want to finish it up, and that will encourage me to kind of use the other shades in here, which as you can see don't look near as much loved. So I think that would really encourage me to make some more progress on this palette as a whole. But yeah, my goal is to finish that up. I think I can do that in a matter of a couple months. So I'm super excited for that. And the final roll into this project is one that I'm like a little bit like nervous about, but also super stoked to be rolling into this project, and just thinking about the idea of reaching my goal on this is really exciting to me. I want to finish up a single eyeshadow, and I want to finish up my ColourPop Tea Garden. As you can see, I do have quite a bit of pan in here, but this is a shadow that You know, still has quite a lot of product in it. It is a very like unique shade that isn't necessarily for every day, but I mean, I feel like I could wear it for every day, but I don't want to burn myself out with this shade. I don't want to use it all the time, but today I'm wearing it on top of that Dose of Colors eyeliner, and it's really pulling as very, very green in this context. And I really do like how this eyeshadow really can transform like that. But as you can see on just like bare skin, it really reads as a little bit more bronzy, almost golden, and it's just something that is just so beautiful. It's one of my favorite types of shades, these really shifty green golds with the red base, and so that's why I wanted to bring it to the forefront and try to finish it up. I do think it's gonna take me right through probably until the end of this year to be able to do so. But it's something that I just love and treasure, and I think it's such a special eyeshadow that I want to give it that time, and I want to give it that kind of priority. I feel a little bit nervous about the idea of trying to use it all up because this is quite a lot of product, and also because I don't want to have this like gone from my collection, but I do have so many other green gold kind of eyeshadows that are very comparable to this, so once this is gone, I won't be missing it. I have a shade in my Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. I have a shade in my like Depotted ColourPop palettes. I have one, I'm pretty sure, in my UOMA Beauty palette as well. So I think I have a lot of different options that are similar to this, but this is my favorite of all of them, and it does have really great progress on it. So it's time to use it up. It's quite old, and it's quite loved on, and I want to love on it even more. So yeah, that is everything. My 4 new roll-ins are super, super exciting to me, but I don't think that I'll be able to reach my goal on any of those 4 roll-ins by my next update. However, for my next update, I am going to most definitely have reached my usage goal on this little duo right here, and my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue will most definitely be done, and quite possibly I'll be rolling out my Charlotte Tilbury duo, but you will have to stay tuned in a month's time to see if that ends up being the case. But yeah, that, my friends, is absolutely everything. I am so, so excited about all of the products that I'm currently focusing on, all the progress that I've made on my collection through this project pan already this year. And yeah, I'm just so, so happy to be sitting down and filming for the first time in a while as well, as if you couldn't tell. Please, please, please let me know how you're doing with your project pans if you feel like doing so down in the comment section. But that, my friends, is absolutely everything. Thank you so, so much for watching and for hanging out with me. It really means so, so much to me. It means more than you'll ever know. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.